me, Dr. Janet Roark. I'm so happy to come live and answer a few of your questions tonight. I have been traveling all over the world just in the past month. I've been to Nepal, Qatar, and Mexico for my friend Damaris's wedding. So I've been kind of missing on Sunday evenings to do our normal Q&A. But I'm back. I'm back for a little while, and I'm really happy because we have some pretty exciting stuff going on this week. So I want to make sure you're aware of it. I know Facebook isn't the greatest at showing you my stuff anymore, but we have a few things happening. One is BOGOs. BOGOs are going to be happening from Tuesday to Thursday this week, and they're going to all be available all at once. And so we're going to announce what those are on Tuesday morning. I can tell you that they are very, very good. You can get all of them. You can get some of them. You can stock up on the ones that you really want. But we're going to I'll give you guys some more information on that in a little bit. If you're wanting some information on that, let me know in the chat box. And I will hopefully see those. And I want to also announce that on Saturday, we're having a workshop in the EO Vet membership. You don't have to be a vet. You can just come if you love animals. But that is a $27 a month membership where you can save and get an annual membership for $270 for a whole year of workshops, webinars, discounts, freebies. We do giveaways during every one of our live workshops, and this Saturday is no exception. We're going to be covering senior animals, essential oils for senior animals, and all the other things that you should be doing, including supplementation and things like that. And so we're going to be covering that on Saturday at 10 a.m. So be sure you're in the EO Vet membership so you don't miss out on awesome stuff like that. I'll also be doing a little bit more, maybe not quite so compliant things as far as the BOGO oils that are coming up this week as well. I'll stay compliant here on the public page because I have to, and it's my job. So you guys will get some information, but if you're wanting a lot more information, then you'll want to join the membership for that as well. All right, let's answer some of your questions. Our first question is from Kathy Dash. My rescue is 6 years old. He's a dog, possibly boxer mix. And a few months ago, he had blood work done because he has what looks like vitiligo on his mouth, nose, and eyes. Blood work came back normal, and she used some oils, protective blend, and frankincense to keep the areas clean, but it was not a skin infection. So he needs a biopsy to determine if it's autoimmune disease or not. Are there any oils that might help? So the truth is that dogs can, and horses can, get vitiligo as well, just like people. And there's nothing wrong with it. It's just a change in pigmentation of the skin. And it's nothing to worry about most of the time. And so if it's not bothering him, it could just be he's getting abrasions in those areas, and the skin comes back pink before it turns dark again. Or it could be true vitiligo, which is also, again, not anything to be concerned about. I wouldn't necessarily do a biopsy unless it's bothering him. But yeah, I think the oils that you can use for that, I really stick with frankincense on that. So great instinct on that to use frankincense. But again, it's kind of normal in certain dogs and certain horses and other animals, and nothing to be concerned about at all. So I hope that relieves some of your worries a little bit. Carrie Custer says, my 2-year-old Yorkie mix has 2 smooth, hard lumps. No redness or soreness. My older dogs get skin bumps, but I don't know what it is. He's active in his yard and has leash walks. Pokes and burrs do occur. Well, Carrie, I'm a lot of times if they're even, so dogs can have lymph nodes, and sometimes what you feel, especially if they're on the same area on both sides of the dog, if you kind of cut your dog in half and the bumps are on the opposite sides like that, like underneath the jaw is a really common area for you to be able to feel kind of those lumps. Those are actually lymph nodes and it can indicate some kind of a possible infection or inflammation. If you're concerned, you can always take your dog into the vet and get some blood work done. But for unknown bumps, I obviously can't diagnose it over the internet. I usually reach for frankincense and copaiba. And if you have Immortelle, that would be another really great oil. That's actually going to be one of the BOGO oils this week, and so is helichrysum. So it would be a great one to stock up on for sure. And you can use that topically. Just make sure you dilute it before you apply it to about a 2 to 3% dilution, or use the touch roller, which is already diluted. Corey Staney says, are there any oils you know of that are dangerous for a dog who has MDR1 positive? So MDR1 is multi-drug resistant gene that a lot of dogs have. We estimate about 10% of dogs have an MDR1 gene. And this makes them very susceptible to certain medications. They can't have certain medications. Most dogs are fine with it. These dogs will have seizures, or something like that. So they can actually, so she's wondering about essential oils and if that affects our MDR1 gene dogs. And so the answer is they are particularly sensitive to tea tree. And so I'm extra careful with those guys, and I don't use anything, even the blends that have those, especially topically on those dogs. Diffused, it seems to be fine, but I don't use any of those things topically with those dogs in particular. But that seems to be the only one that I have seen have reactions. They are extremely sensitive to impure oils. So oils that are adulterated, certain companies I would just totally stay away from. Because their oils have actually caused some like tea tree toxicity when they were using frankincense. Obviously there's some contamination happening there somewhere, and that sort of thing. So really consider the brand, super important, but I'm very familiar with these dogs and super careful with medicines. Things can cross the blood-brain barrier a little bit easier for those guys, but essential oils already do that. And so we love using essential oils with these guys instead of medicine. So it's actually a really good thing to have those in your arsenal for these guys to help protect them and keep them safe and healthy. So good question. Thanks for asking. Beth Brown, McElney, Dr. Beth, fellow veterinarian here. I'm sorry if I'm saying your name wrong, Beth. Seeing lots of oral cancer, so mouth cancer in cats recently. Do you have a favorite combo for cancer support? I really like frankincense and myrrh for cats. And then I also use a blend that doTERRA has called Stronger. It's got rose in it, so it's got frankincense and rose in it, and Litsea. And I will use that on the ears and the ear tips because they're very vascular and they absorb really well. And then frankincense and myrrh internally on in the mouth. I'll even mix it and squirt it into their mouth. Doesn't always taste very good, so you might get some extra drooling. Obviously those cats are kind of prone to drooling anyways because of the oral cancer, but those, and then diffusing a blend called DDR prime can be really beneficial for those guys. So that's kind of like my good combo for those kitties, even though that's a super non-compliant question and I shouldn't have answered that. But since you're a vet to vet here, we're just having a conversation. Renee, hopefully I won't get canceled. Renee Nieves, I wanted to confirm something you said about chicken allergies for dogs. Is it okay to give organs, and are they allergic to bone too? So every animal is different. Remember, allergies are really specific to the individual. So some dogs are only allergic to chicken meat, and they can do fine with liver, for chicken livers or chicken hearts, for example. And they're not allergic to those when we're talking about food allergies in particular. And that seems to be the case for most of those allergy dogs. Some dogs are allergic to both. And so just keep that in mind, and that your dog is going to be an individual, and the only way to know for sure is to try. Jennifer Taminen. I am so bad with names, you guys. I apologize. Hi, thanks for offering the Q&A. If you could talk about safety of essential oils with kitties. My cat is experienced what's appearing to be allergies and anxiety, excessive grooming, jumpy, comes and goes. Have not used oils directly with her. So when it comes to kitties and safety, I would encourage you to actually, we have a free safety webinar specifically about this if you have time to watch it, over at essentialoilvet.com/safety webinar, or you can get the free safety guide over at essentialoilvet.com/pet safety. So you can go there, grab the free downloadable PDF, which we have some if you like to read, or you can watch the webinar if you prefer to just like listen to it while you're doing dishes or something like that. So, but really quickly, since you asked the question, Jennifer, brand matters. So important which brand of essential oils you're using with cats, because most, over 80% of the essential oils on the market today are adulterated. That makes a big difference for those MDR dogs that Corey was asking about, and for cats. Very sensitive, and any small animals in general. So keep that in mind. That's the number one thing. Number two, there are 3 oils that you should stay away from: tea tree, wintergreen, and birch. Those 3 should not be used topically with cats, and I'm even careful diffusing around cats, especially the tea tree. Now, topically, if you're using oils topically with kitties, then you'll want to make sure you dilute the oils to a 0.5 to 2% dilution. So very diluted. Or if you're like, I'm nervous about that, I don't even want to mess with that, stick with the kids touch rollers or the touch rollers. Those are usually very diluted and can be used safely with cats. And I've used them a lot with cats throughout the years. So as far as the over grooming, excessive grooming, that tends to happen because of one of 2 things. One, there's usually a digestive component and 2, a stress component. So there's actually 2 things going on. So you want to make sure that you're addressing the digestive component by feeding a species appropriate diet. If you're not sure what that is, check out all the nutrition information we have both on this page. I send out nutrition stuff in my emails. We also recently had a nutrition workshop that you can access over at essentialoilvet.com. So that would be the first thing: species appropriate diet, maybe some additional probiotics or omegas, like feeding sardines, and maybe some raw goat's milk. Adding that into the food can sometimes help as well. For allergy type things, I really like that stronger blend that I just told Dr. Beth about. That is probably my number 1 favorite for allergies as well. And it's got some rose in there, which can help with stress and anxiety as well. I also like a blend called another kids blend called Calmer that has lavender and Roman chamomile in it, both of which naturally soothe and calm the skin and can be very beneficial to kitties. All right. That is all the stuff that was posted earlier. Let's see what you guys are saying in the chat here. Yeah, for those of you that are asking more about allergies, definitely check out the EOVet membership, because we have a full allergy webinar in there, and it's going to give you a lot more information than I can give you here in like 20 seconds on a live video that's only a few minutes long. Same thing with lip licking. Let's see. Deborah says, are Serenity and Adaptive both okay to use on dogs? Yes. Good question, Deborah. Brenda, what's the probiotic you recommend for dogs for gut care, and how much can you give to a 5-pound Morkie? So, which is such a small dog, I like to use natural sources of probiotics whenever possible, although there are a lot of probiotics on the market. I really like, there is a just plain raw goat's milk, or plain yogurt or kefir is a great for such a small dog. Lori, anything I can do besides diffusing lavender and cardamom for a kitty that's sneezing a lot? Definitely you can diffuse Air X or Breathe would be another good one. And then I would use cardamom topically. So actually applying that topically and the Kids Calmer blend topically for a little extra support. Jackie says, has a question about thyroid support. Thyroid support, my go-to oils, especially for dogs, are myrrh, lemongrass, and frankincense. You can add in some copaiba there. You can apply that topically over the thyroid. You can also give those internally along with DDR prime internally. All right, you guys, that is all the time that I have today for questions. Stay tuned this week. If you're not on my email list, be sure to get on it. We're going to do some really awesome emails this week about featuring the oils that we're going to be that are going to be on sale. We're doing BOGOs Tuesday through Thursday, so I will be in here every day telling you guys about all those and making sure that you get the best deals. Crazy amount of savings. Like for $230 you can get $700 worth of stuff. So excellent time to stock up on your oils. Get the best oils that I recommend, the brand that I like, and don't forget also, we're having the Senior Pets webinar on Saturday. So join the membership. Be sure to get on my email list, and I will see you guys later this week. Bye, everybody.